Welcome to the Easy Computer Fixes channel. Today we will talk about a great feature in Windows that unfortunately is little known. A lot of people don't know it exists in Windows, and that's really a shame because it's really a cool thing to find and to use. If you've got a new computer problem, your Windows machine boots up but doesn't boot up like it should, boots up in a strange way of some sort, it's brand new. For example, you have that problem, you didn't have it yesterday, or you've been having it for a few days, even a few weeks. There's a great tool in the computer to help you solve that. If you installed a piece of software and had a problem, you uninstalled and the problem's still there. If you've made some changes to your computer, maybe you've changed some of the devices, maybe you've changed your screen layout, your computer's resolution, you just can't go back to how it was before, you just don't understand how to reverse what you did. A great tool called System Restore. System Restore, one of the great tools in Windows, lets you go back through time and put your computer like it was in the past. So how do you get that tool? Go into your Start menu in Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, it's all in the same place. Go into the Start, go into All Programs or Programs, go into Accessories, and go into System Tools right there, and you'll see in the System Tools there's a System Restore. Click on that and you'll have the System Restore show up on your computer. On Vista and 7 it could take up to a minute or two before it shows up. It sometimes is pretty long, especially if you have lots of restore points. In Windows XP it's usually pretty fast, unless your computer is a little slow. So once you click, just wait. Even if it takes a minute or two, it should show up normally. And here you'll have two things that you can do. You can choose the recommended restore point, and it's going to tell you there's a date for that point, which is written right below it. If the date and the time that is in the recommended restore point is before your problem, you can use that restore point. It means it's going to bring you back to a time before that problem. And usually the recommended restore is always the last save, the last restore point your computer ever made. But most of the time I can tell you that the recommended restore point is often too close, and it's if you're not sure if the problem was there at that date, then go to the bottom and choose a different restore point and click Next. Here you'll have a list with more that you can show. If you click on the little show more restore points there, you'll have a list show up. Here I don't have nothing in it because this computer is not used very often in Windows 7, but you should usually have a list there. If you're in Windows XP, instead of a list you'll have a calendar show up. In Windows XP, it's very important to know it's a calendar. If you're in Windows XP, the calendar will have dates that are blue and others that are light blue. The ones that are light blue are unavailable, so you'll have dates that you can click. Now, what's the careful use of this restore function? Go back, but go back to the closest restore point you can find in time. So if you, today we are, for example, April 9th. If I had a problem today and there was a restore point for April 8th, then I'll use April 8th. If the problem was, I've had the problem for a week, of course I'll go back in time, farther back in time to a restore point before the problem, but as close as possible, because what System Restore does is actually put back all settings like they were on the date that you chose. So if you installed new computer programs or software, or made some changes in the Windows layout, the way it is, the resolution of your screen, all of those settings and all of the programs that were installed between the time that you choose on the calendar or on the list and the date and time we are going to be lost. So keep in mind, you can lose software if you're not careful. You don't want to go too far back, but you want to click a date that is before the problem. That's very important. Once you've chosen the date, all you need to do is click the next button, and it's going to tell you, well, okay, I'm going to restore your computer to this date and time. Are you satisfied with that? Is it okay? Yep, no problem. You just continue. You'll see your computer is going to shut down. It's going to work for a while, going to shut down and restart. In most computers, restore to a earlier date can take anywhere from 1 or 2 minutes all the way to 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's particularly long in Vista and 7 for some reason, longer than in XP. But even in XP it can take several minutes before you go back. And once it's finished, your computer is going to restart. Now, the one thing you got to be careful, because that's probably a source of, I would say, people get a little stressed out, because in Windows Vista and Windows 7, when you restore, the computer can seem to be hanged at a certain point for a long time. Don't shut it off while it's doing a restore point. Leave it on and leave it doing what it does. I've never seen a restore point. It's not that it's impossible, but I've never seen a restore point that just didn't work. It just sometimes takes 15, 20 minutes easily on some computers. So just let it go. If in a few hours it's still not restored, now you got a problem. But if in, it can take half an hour sometimes. Don't be afraid, let it go. And you'll see that at one point it's finally going to restart. And once it restarts, you will be brought with a little window that's going to say, okay, I successfully restored your computer to this date and time. And there's a 60, I would say, if it's a problem that you cause yourself by changing some of the Windows settings, that will fix almost 100% of those problems. If it's a program that installed, it will fix it probably in 60 or 70% of the time. You can try this trick if you've got a virus, but success rate for viruses are not very good for two reasons. One of the reasons is that viruses often shut down System Restore, and so you have no more restore points that you can go through. That's unfortunate. And another reason why on viruses it's not always popular is that System Restore will sometimes the viruses will actually infect all the restoration points. And what that does is that when you restore your computer, you actually restore the virus at the same time. So great tool, System Restore. Use it carefully, but if you've got a problem that doesn't go away and that showed up, you can actually use System Restore to go back in time before the problem existed. Great tool, and really fun. Can prevent you probably from calling a tech guy after the time, I would say, when you have problems. So if you enjoy these videos, click the subscribe button. This channel is going to be loaded with helpful videos on helping you deal with computer problems. And if you've got any comments, questions, let us know. And also, you might have a computer problem. Let us know in a private message if you have a computer problem. give us as much detail as possible. If you got any error messages, give us the error messages, and we will try to put a video online to help you if it's possible. Keep in mind, if we have lots of videos that are lots of messages, it can take a little bit of time before we can fix things, and not all problems can be solved by tutorial videos. So depending on the problem, we'll let you know if we do a video or not. So thanks for watching, and hope you come back to the Easy Computer Fixes channel. Bye bye.